ask you to please rise as you are able to join Stephanie Verone as she leads us in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. And thank you, Stephanie, for this inspiration. Students, family members, friends, faculty, and distinguished guests, welcome to the University of Minnesota School of Nursing 2018 Fall Commencement. Thank you to our distinguished guests who join us here on stage for this very special day. And we wish to recognize our faculty. Many of them are with us on stage, some in the audience. Your commitment to excellence is outstanding. We are inspired by your creativity, your intellect, and your dedication to our students. Please join me in expressing gratitude to the School of Nursing faculty. And most significantly, we celebrate the family and friends who share this very special day with all of us in this magnificent auditorium and those who are joining us via the live stream. Accomplishments such as those we are recognizing today aren't possible without the selfless contributions of parents, spouses, partners, children, friends, mentors, tutors, scholarship donors, and classmates. The support these individuals, along with some no longer with us, have provided our graduates during their studies were critical to their success. Graduates, please join us in thanking your family, friends, and your supporters. On this day, we are awarding 3 degrees that recognize tireless efforts, and they acknowledge both scholarly achievements and exceptional practice. This ceremony honors those who have earned the Master of Nursing, the Doctor of Nursing Practice, and the PhD in Nursing degrees from the University of Minnesota. So first, to our Master of Nursing graduates. We are grateful for the rich backgrounds and diverse perspectives that you brought to our community, and we actually are in full awe of the transformation you have gone through in your time with us. While you entered without backgrounds in nursing, you brought a breadth of expertise from your previous bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Just a few examples: backgrounds in chemical engineering, classical civilizations, genetics, history, journalism, kinesiology, neuroscience, philosophy, Spanish, and we could go on and on. In less than 2 years, you will now graduate prepared to be registered nurses. You will deliver patient-centered, team-based care that is coordinated across the lifespan and all settings of care. And we want you to know that you have left an indelible impact on our school. You have also experienced the richness and diversity of your colleagues. This will serve you well as you embark on your new profession. You're going to be active and leaders in complex healthcare systems. You're going to be active and leaders in the care of patients, families, and communities across the lifespan, and many other nursing opportunities that are available and those that are yet to be discovered. To those of you who will be receiving the Doctorate of Nursing Practice degree today, we hope you are as proud of your accomplishments as we are of you. You have attained the highest level practice degree for nurses, and you stand poised to lead, teach, and develop innovation, develop evidence-informed improvements in your workplaces. Many of you have already done this. Through your projects, you have already positively impacted numerous health organizations and improved patient and family care, and can confidently continue to work within teams that will transform health and healthcare. You will leave today equipped to evaluate systems, utilize research, lead changes in protocol, practice, and healthcare policies. You will improve health outcomes, quality, care coordination, and decrease costs. We celebrate you. And to our PhD graduates, today is the culmination of an arduous and rigorous academic pursuit. You persevered, you succeeded. And while we celebrate a completion today, we actually are also celebrating the beginning. This is the first chapter of what will likely become a lifelong journey of scientific discovery. You leave us today to embark on a career of nursing research, of scholarly advancement, and health systems improvement. You can have an unprecedented impact on health and healthcare. You are our next faculty. You are our next deans. You have the potential to solve the pressing issues that are facing all of us today. We know that you have considered these challenges as opportunities. So graduates, I've talked about what we'll do after you leave. However, it's important to note that although your degree might take you around the globe, you will not leave the University of Minnesota School of Nursing, and we won't leave you. We are here to support our alumni throughout their careers. Well, today you become our newest members of our alumni community that includes more than 13,000 graduates. The School of Nursing alumni are leading and shaping the nursing profession around the world. They welcome you to join them in shaping nursing and health. They remain deeply connected to this campus and to each other. So one of the many things I love about our school is how willing our alumni are to help our current students and our new graduates succeed. They provide counsel, serve as preceptors, they give their time, they share their other resources to ensure that the next generation of nurse leaders at the University of Minnesota have even greater opportunities to succeed, greater opportunities than they may have experienced. They have been committed to our tradition of paying it forward and of being leaders. So almost 110 years ago, this university forever changed the direction and trajectory of nursing education and the nursing profession. Espousing for, I quote, the educated spirit of the nurse, end quote, Richard Olding Beard, then chair of the physiology program here at the University of Minnesota, led the efforts to establish the first nursing program within a university. Beard believed that by educating nurses within a system of higher education, the university, we help society recognize the worth of human life. We help society recognize the conservation of human health, and we help society provide for social justice. He was correct. For more than a century, graduates of the University of Minnesota School of Nursing have been improving the delivery of patient care, redefining education, and affecting policy changes at the highest level. Our alumni have and will continue to lead the way. You inherit this legacy. As a graduate of the University of Minnesota School of Nursing, like those who came before you, your potential is boundless. So on behalf of the University of Minnesota and the faculty and staff of our School of Nursing, I offer you sincere congratulations on earning your degree. We are, and I know you are, tremendously proud of all that you've achieved and are even more excited about all that you will accomplish in the years to come. At this time, I have the honor of inviting Professor Rhonda Jones-Webb, Assistant Dean for Postdoctoral Initiatives, who is representing our Provost's office, to the podium. Dr. Jones-Webb is a professor in the Division of Epidemiology and Community Health in our School of Public Health. Her research focuses on epidemiology and policy with a special focus on class, race, and neighborhood influences. She earned her MA in African Studies from the University of California at Los Angeles and her master's in public health and PhD from the University of California, Berkeley. Please welcome Dr. Jones-Webb.
Thank you. Dean Delaney, members of the faculty, and distinguished guests, I am honored and delighted to be with you today to celebrate our wonderful graduates. On behalf of the Graduate School, I begin by saying, congratulations, class of 2018. Our nursing school has some of the very best and brightest students at the University of Minnesota. I'd also like to salute those who have helped our graduates reach this very important milestone. Along the way, our graduates were nurtured and supported by parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, partners and spouses, siblings and children. They were encouraged and inspired by friends and neighbors, classmates and colleagues, faculty and mentors, many of whom traveled a long distance to be here today. And some are here with us in spirit and no less proud of our graduates. Each of your journeys towards this day has been different. And as you continue the lifelong exploration of who you are and who you will become, your paths will continue to diverge and perhaps intersect. One thing you share in common, though, is the choice to pursue a career that will make an extraordinary difference in the lives of so many people. You will help complete strangers, live healthier lives. You will lead research that will influence healthcare outcomes across the nation and around the world. You will help educate patients, their families and communities about health conditions and diseases, you will advocate for patients' rights. You will speak with sensitivity and listen with humility. You will be part of or directly affect some of the most private, sacred, and profound moments in a person's life. You will be present when people are born, and you will be there when people die. The role of nurses has evolved rapidly during the past few decades, due in large part to the changing demands of our healthcare system. In addition to caring for the sick, today's nurses are tasked with a number of new responsibilities, from operating complex medical technology equipment to monitoring the regulatory landscape, from addressing healthcare policy to publishing scientific research, from speaking at public health forums to conducting virtual healthcare visits. Advanced nursing education is making it possible for nurses to be not just great caregivers, but great innovators and partners on interdisciplinary healthcare teams. Many of you will become practicing nurses in healthcare settings. Some of you will focus on research to impact patient outcomes. Others will become leaders in healthcare administration. You will work in hospitals and long-term care facilities, research and legal offices, emergency rooms and office buildings, higher education institutions, and elementary schools. Whether you choose a clinical, administrative, educational, or research path, as graduates of the University of Minnesota's highly ranked School of Nursing, you're equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to be leaders in the field. Your ability to understand, appreciate, and empathize with individuals from cultures other than your own is equally important. As the U.S. population becomes increasingly diverse, your awareness of the elements that contribute to a person's health and well-being will significantly impact the effectiveness of patient care. Diversity and inclusion are integral to academic excellence. As a recipient of the Health Professions Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award for the third consecutive year, it is clear that our School of Nursing demonstrates an outstanding commitment to diversity and inclusion that has enriched your training and prepared you to succeed in a diverse world. Being a nurse is not without its challenges. Health inequities persist. Access to health care has improved, but too many individuals still lack health insurance. The Association of State and Territorial Directors of Nursing suggests that these challenges are real, but addressable. They suggest that addressing these challenges will require 1, daily self-reflection, respect, and humility. 2, recognizing the multiple social determinants of health. 3, capitalizing on community and family strengths. 4, providing leadership in the nursing field and advocating for health equality. And 5, partnering with others outside of nursing to create meaningful community change. I urge you to step up to these challenges while never losing sight of the reason you chose nursing in the first place. Your ability to envision, design, and deliver cutting-edge care with compassion and transform communities is what will lead to better health for all. Again, congratulations, and I wish you the very best today and in the years to come. Thank you.
Rhonda, thank you very much for your comments. It's exquisite to hear someone capture so succinctly the breadth and depth of such a magnificently sacred profession. And we're up for the challenges. Yeah. It's now my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Kevin Lee Smith. Kevin holds a doctorate of nursing practice. He's a family nurse practitioner. He's a fellow in the American Association of Nurse Practitioners and the former Chief Medical Information Officer at Hypnosis. It wasn't all that long ago, as you may know, that Kevin actually sat in your seat. He was waiting to receive his DNP degree from the University of Minnesota School of Nursing. Kevin is the epitome of what a University of Minnesota nurse leader can accomplish. Throughout his career, Kevin has been at the vanguard of developing disruptive innovations that focused on improving access and quality of health care for patients. In 1999, he helped to develop QuickMedx, which became MinuteClinic, the first and largest retail clinic operator in this country. He served in leadership roles contributing to the electronic health record design, clinical informatics, integration of evidence-based practices, and supporting and expanding the role of nurse practitioners in clinical and business leadership opportunities. In 2010, while in the DNP program here, he joined the virtual care startup company, Hypnosis. He was its second employee. The company licenses a virtual care software platform to over 30 health systems throughout the country. In his role as Chief Medical Officer, Kevin provided strategic leadership for the development and implementation of evidence-based virtual care services. He focused on improving the patient experience and access to care. Kevin has seen the value that is derived from a lifelong connection to his alma mater. He taught in the nurse practitioner specialty area in the school for 10 years. He was also an adjunct faculty in the Earl E. Bakken Center for Spirituality and Healing. And today, he helps guide our future as a School of Nursing Foundation board member. Kevin is deeply engaged in our profession. As I mentioned, he's a fellow in the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. He is also on the Education Committee and chair for the American Telemedicine Association and an inaugural member of the Clear Health Quality Institute National Telemedicine Accreditation Standards Committee. He is a member also of the Health Information and Management Systems Society, the American Medical Informatics Association, and the National Speakers Association. He's a frequent guest speaker at clinical and industry conferences throughout the country. We are deeply delighted and honored that he can speak at our fall commencement ceremony. Class of 2018, please join me in welcoming Kevin Smith.
Thank you, Dean Delaney. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the family and friends of these graduates as you continue your support and celebrate the success of these students. I'm so honored to be here with you today, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this ceremony. Most importantly, I want to just one more time, congratulations, class of 2018. I see smiles on your faces. We can clap one more time. You guys look happy. You look happy. Graduates, doesn't that sound great? Yes, indeed. You represent a bright future for nursing, for our profession, and for healthcare. You are needed. You will play an important role as caregivers, teachers, researchers, and leaders. You've worked hard to get to where you are today, and I'm guessing that you, and maybe some of those close to you, questioned your sanity from time to time as to why you decided to go back to school. and I think today is proof that it was a great idea. I am proud to be an alumnus of this school, and I am proud to be your colleague. This obviously is not your first graduation ceremony. Including high school, you have participated in at least 2 previous graduations, so you know the drill about commencement speeches. The speaker in front of you has many years of experience, not just old, but seasoned, which is the term I prefer. There's an expectation that I will impart inspiring messages for you to ponder or provide advice that will guide you to a successful career and life. No pressure. However, I humbly stand here knowing that most people do not remember much or anything from the keynote commencement speaker. So that takes some pressure off of me. My final disclaimer, my words today are not evidence-based or peer-reviewed, and there will not be an exam when I'm done. In thinking about what to focus on today, I looked back at my more than 30 years in nursing. It was clear to me that some things have thankfully remained constant, such as our focus on providing ethical, equitable, person-centered, and compassionate care to our patients. Looking at our patients holistically as individuals, body, mind, spirit, and also in the context of the larger community in which they live. One aspect of our profession that has changed and is changing rapidly is how we interact or connect with our patients. We have entered the era of connected care. I'm going to focus on this concept of connections or being connected from 2 perspectives: what it means to connect with our patients, the ongoing evolution of how we connect, and the overarching question, are we focusing on the most meaningful connections? So what does it mean to connect with your patients? The patients have a point of view on this as well. A brief story. Several years ago, I worked in a family practice clinic. I was the only nurse practitioner in this large clinic. The physicians were fantastic, and their patients loved them. These physicians were so good, they could have been nurse practitioners. I would have made that same joke with them, and they would have laughed. A patient came to see me for a post-hospital discharge recheck. 1 week prior, he had an exacerbation of his congestive heart failure and was admitted through the emergency department on the weekend. In his words, he was in the worst shape ever. He thought he was going to die. He had a cardiology consult and was successfully treated with diuretics and other medication tweaks and was back home within 48 hours feeling great. A much smoother hospital course than he had anticipated. So I briefly commented to him. I said, "You were fortunate to have such a skilled cardiologist to help you through this." And the patient said, "Yes, he was probably good, but I would never go back to him." I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "There was no joking with the man." I agree with the patient that a sense of humor is important, and I advocate incorporating humor when it's appropriate into your interactions with patients. But for this man, what he was saying is that the most important thing for him was to feel a connection with his care provider. And for him, that was through humor. So what about the importance of these meaningful connections? Consider this headline: loneliness is becoming one of our greatest health risks. According to a 2018 AARP study, 1 in 3 U.S. adults age 45 and older are lonely. The health effects of prolonged social isolation are equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Social isolation is being referred to as the new silent killer, a major risk factor for a host of conditions, including heart disease, high blood pressure, and early onset dementia. We would all agree that it's important to make meaningful connections with our patients to foster that therapeutic relationship. But do we think about whether our patients have meaningful interpersonal connections in their everyday lives and what this means to their health? So talking about the ongoing evolution of connected care, there obviously has been a dramatic change in the many ways we can connect via technology. But what about the quality and value of these connections? But before I get into that, I'm going to take a quick survey, so this is going to require participation on your part, all right? By show of hands, how many of you, and everyone else can play along, how many of you have used Lyft or Uber within the last 30 days? Show of hands. All right. How many of you have used Airbnb within the last year? Again, lots of hands. How many of you have looked at your smartphone in the last 60 seconds? One honest person, and the rest of you are liars. Because I know you're Googling and fact-checking everything I'm saying. And maybe live tweeting, I'm not sure. All of these examples, Lyft, Airbnb, and even smartphones have become available just in the past decade or so. We no longer consider these as conveniences. It's an expectation that we have these things available. As we come to expect more and more from our connected world, our patients have become more savvy consumers of healthcare and are demanding convenience. Although we're making improvements, we have a long way to go in providing the same level of connectedness and service we have in other settings, such as banking and retail. Your input and leadership is needed to help us improve how we use technology to connect with patients. For the past 20 years, you heard some of this in the intro, I had the opportunity to work with 2 startup healthcare companies, focusing on improving the patient experience by providing convenient access to cost-effective and evidence-based care. In both cases, retail health and virtual care, our approaches were referred to as disruptive innovations, a term that is often overused, but refers to an innovation that is not mainstream and may displace an older way of doing things. The impetus for these disruptive innovations was based in part on a simple question: what does the patient want? To me, that should be considered a logical question and not disruptive. One area of connected health that is growing very rapidly is virtual care and telemedicine. To give that some perspective, and you know telemedicine has been around a long time, but currently there are approximately 80 million virtual visits per year, and that's an e-visit or a telemedicine encounter. By 2025, this will grow from 80 million visits per year to 1.5 billion virtual visits per year. We can see 2025 from here. Virtual care will be a part of your future. The growth of virtual care has spawned new terms. Have you heard this one? Website manner. Yes, that's a real term, referring to the new skills that you will need to most effectively provide care using these telemedicine tools. Work on that one, website manner. And also in your career, other areas of rapid growth: connected devices, pharmacogenomics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and augmented reality tools. Those are here now, and they will be part of your practice at some point. Although one might have concerns that these technologies could make the care that we provide less personal, or that we might feel less connected to our patients, but connecting with patients electronically or virtually does not mean that we are disconnecting on a personal level. They are not mutually exclusive. In fact, the combination of in-person and virtual care can enhance the quality of interactions by allowing the patient to have more connections, better access, and more control, which in turn can improve adherence to treatment plans and also ultimately improve outcomes. I wanted to talk briefly about electronic health records as well and how that has entered into our day-to-day practice. Along with many of the advantages of electronic records, in many cases in the ambulatory care setting, they have changed how we interact with patients, often making it difficult for us to even make eye contact with our patients. I heard a story about a child who was asked by her mom to draw a picture of her pediatrician. The child drew a picture and handed it back to her mom. The child had drawn a picture of the back of the pediatrician's head. Yes, children, tell it like it is. She remembered looking at the back of the pediatrician's head as she sat there documenting in the electronic health record. I'm guessing that many of you have experienced similar challenges where the exam room layout makes it difficult for you to be and to feel present with your patients. These one-on-one moments that we have with our patients are really a privilege. The time when the patient is trusting us and sharing their most deep concerns. Some refer to this as the sanctity of the exam room. We cannot allow a screen to diminish these moments. Many are asking the question, are we serving the technology instead of the technology serving the care of our patients? And this is where you come in. We need you. We need nursing to help shape the future, to ensure that technology is helping us to provide meaningful connections with our patients. Yes, there are many challenges that you will face as you enter this new phase of your career, armed with your shiny new degrees and the superpowers that you've earned. You are more prepared than ever to face these challenges. We need you, and we're glad that you're here. The University of Minnesota School of Nursing, my alma mater, I'll just keep saying that, has prepared you well for this next step. Your faculty and advisors have been excellent role models. You are in a position to not only participate in, but to lead us into the future. Strive to maintain the ethical principles of the care you provide. Create and guide innovations that will improve the experience and the outcomes for patients. And speak up when innovation makes it more difficult for you to care for your patients. Whether you are on the front lines of providing patient care in administrative or leadership roles, academics, policy, advocacy, informatics, or a budding entrepreneur with an idea, you will play an important role in the future of healthcare by connecting in sometimes new, but most importantly, in meaningful ways. If you were to have a visit with my congestive heart failure patient, what would he say about you? Could he joke with you? Be kind to yourselves. I know that we tend to be a little bit perfectionistic. Is that an understatement? I think I see a few. Yes, we can be hard on ourselves. You are human. You will make mistakes. We all do. And also be kind to your colleagues and strive to strengthen collaborative and interdisciplinary relationships. We are in this together. Class of 2018, I wish you all success in your professional, personal, and connected futures. Enjoy this moment. I hope we can stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We were absolutely celebrating a characteristic I didn't mention in the intro, and that is Kevin is a fantastically humorous guy. And you share it well in your practice and your leadership. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce two student speakers, Deborah Jarvis and Robin Austin. Deborah is representing our Master of Nursing graduates, and Robin, our doctoral graduates. As stated earlier, our professional masters in nursing students bring a wealth of diverse and rich experiences to their colleagues. They bring that rich and diverse experience to our school and to the profession. Deborah Jarvis is a wonderful example of that. Originally from the twin island Caribbean nation of Antigua and Barbuda, Deborah earned her bachelor's degree in chemistry from St. Mary's University in Nova Scotia, Canada. She went on to teach high school chemistry in Antigua and worked as an analytical chemist for the state of Florida. After moving to Minnesota, she homeschooled her 4 children. She also worked as a personal care attendant and nursing assistant. And it was in that work as a personal care attendant to a senior citizen that she discovered her pathway to nursing. She says the small things she did for her clients were received with such deep gratitude by the family. As she considered options for a second career, nursing became the natural choice as she could combine her background in science with her desire to work with people in a caring context. Upon graduation, Deborah plans to gain surgical experience and ultimately find a future in hospice care. Our second student speaker is Robin Austin. Robin is graduating today with a PhD degree in nursing. Robin's research is focused on leveraging informatics in an integrated whole-person approach to care to achieve optimal health. Robin's a Minnesota native. She began her career as an operating room nurse working in orthopedic surgery. She would go on to teach at Minneapolis Community Technical College. Prior to completing her PhD degree in nursing, Robin earned a Doctorate of Nursing Practice, a DNP degree, and a Doctor of Chiropractic. She also brings a very unique perspective to our program and our school. In addition to being a graduate student, Robin also is a member of our faculty as a clinical associate professor. This past year, Robin was the recipient of the Outstanding Graduate Student Award from the University of Minnesota School of Nursing Alumni Board. I ask you to please welcome Deborah, and then, following Deborah, Robin to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Delaney. I stand here at this podium all by myself. But like all of us graduating today, I did not get here by myself. To our spouses, our partners, our parents, our children, our siblings, our friends who stood with us throughout our arduous journey, I express deepest gratitude for your encouragement, support, and patience. To our professors, clinical instructors, and teaching assistants, thank you for educating, mentoring, and shaping us into the professional nurses that we are about to become. Your ceaseless commitment and dedication to the field of nursing is an inspiration to us all. To my fellow graduates, the PhD, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Master of Nursing programs, I say congratulations. The nursing profession is a hallowed one. As nurses, we are afforded the privilege of being present in the most intimate spaces in people's lives. Some of us will care for the newest human beings who have just taken their first breath. Some of us will attend to those who are about to breathe their last. Some of us will attend to those but every one of us will work with an individual, family, or community that is experiencing some form of suffering that inevitably arises from the fact that we occupy a physical body in a physical environment. And as nurses, we are called to diagnose and treat the human response to these realities. And we will. We will show up in the hospital, the clinic, the home, a bit uncertain at first about our readiness to assume this awesome responsibility. We'll find ourselves needing to do a quick mental refresh on electrolyte balance or medication interactions. We may come to the end of a grueling shift questioning the wisdom of our decision to become a nurse in the first place. Whatever uncertainties or misgivings we may have, however, we must never forget on whose shoulders we stand and in whose footsteps we walk. The path of all nurses is perpetually lit by the lamp of Florence Nightingale. However, many lesser-known figures are worthy of our recognition and reverence for their part in opening wider the doors of the profession. To mention only a few worthy notables in this country, there is Mary Elizabeth Mahoney, the first African American to study and work as a professionally trained nurse. Susie Walker Bear Yellowtail, one of the first Native Americans to graduate as a registered nurse. Leroy Craig and Joe Hogan, whose tireless advocacy and legal action helped pave the way into the profession for men. The responsibility now falls on us to hold that same door open so that LGBTQ people may continue to walk through. Those of us who traveled together as an MN cohort for the past 16 months, we have survived. We survived phys and pathophys. Some of us emerged from Dr. S's office hour sessions with a clearer understanding of the material taught in lecture. Some of us, not so much. For some of us, essentials of holistic assessment was as easy as riding a bicycle. For others of us, the bicycle was on fire, we were on fire, and everything was on fire. Some of us got 100% on the final med-calc exam. The rest of us got a tongue lashing from Mary Ron. But the one thing I'd say we are all together on is this. The idea of the coherently structured group paper is oxymoronic, and it has got to go. It is an honor to be a member of the Master of Nursing 2018 graduating class. We agitated and complained when we saw the need for change. We've had 2 births and another baby on the way. We worked together, we did our best, and we are here today because we did what? We trusted the process. Again, to family, friends, and faculty, thank you. And to the class of 2018, congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for your introduction, Dean Delaney. I welcome friends, family, distinguished guests, and this amazing faculty. And a special hello and a huge congratulations to all of my graduates. It is truly an honor to bring greetings on behalf of the graduates of the Doctorate of Philosophy and the Doctorate of Nursing Practice. I want to acknowledge I would not be here today if it were not for my incredible husband, my children, family, friends, and all of the amazing faculty and colleagues behind me on this stage. We all had those special people that supported our journey. To all those individuals, know your support was priceless and means more to us than you will ever know. Today is as much your celebration as it is ours. From my bio, you can probably tell I like school and love to learn. Very early on, I realized education is transformative. Each of us graduating today may have had that same realization. Education can be the catalyst for change and allow us to be the change we want to see. To me, education is powerful. Yes, hard work at times, but it also means opportunity, possibility, and new discovery. Education has provided the opportunity to not only improve my own life, but also make a difference for others as well. This is a huge reason why I chose to be a nurse. I wanted to make a difference. There's no question we're moving into unprecedented times and uncharted waters and can sometimes feel chaotic and unsettling. Healthcare is no exception to this. The bright spot I see is as nurses, we're in a prime position to be the calm in this chaos and be the driving force for change. For an example, we are a role model for quality care, we speak for those that may not have a voice, and we demonstrate effective leadership even when the odds may not be in our favor. I urge each of you to skirt the edges of being uncomfortable, or as how I've heard it called, comfortably uncomfortable. This is where the magic and change can happen. As I spoke before, education is transformative. At the same time, gaining new knowledge comes with responsibility. I recently saw a quote, "To truly find yourself, put yourself in service of others." I invite each of you to reflect on moments of transformation, the responsibility of your new knowledge, and ask yourself, how will I be in service to others? As healthcare professionals and future leaders, we have a responsibility and a dedication to service, to improve the health and well-being of individuals, families, communities, and our planet. As we go forward and step out into our careers, we now have the honor of calling ourselves alumni at the University of Minnesota School of Nursing. It is important to recognize this is the first continuously operated School of Nursing on a university campus, and this next year in 2019 marks the 110th year. I want us to pause and think of those amazing nurses that have come before us. We know we did not get here alone. I want us to imagine we stand not on the shoulders of those that came before us, but linked arm in arm to represent and honor the legacy and history of our profession, and also to symbolize the connection with our future, full of possibility and opportunity. Wherever your career takes you, know that you have a home here at the University of Minnesota School of Nursing. This is our community. If you remember anything, it is to use your education to be the change you want to see, be in service to others, and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. My final thought is this. For the last 16 years, the nursing profession has been voted the most trusted profession. This is quite an honor. Now it is up to us to not let that go. Thank you and congratulations to my fellow graduates of 2018.
Thank you, Deborah and Robin. You both did an exquisite job of providing us examples of the importance of connectivity in all its forms, including births and conceptions. Deborah, you brought a challenge, one of many, to us, and you can be assured that this school is committed to the fullness of inclusivity and diversity. So we are partnering with all of you. And Robin, thank you also for your challenges of increasing what we do with the knowledge and highlighting the import of our connectivity always to our patients, families, and communities and the relationship that that's all about. Thank you both. It's now my pleasure to introduce Jean Carr. Jean is president-elect of our School of Nursing Alumni Board. She is also a multiple graduate of our School of Nursing. She most recently completed her Doctorate of Nursing Practice degree in Health Innovation and Leadership in 2016. Jean's clinical practice was focused on pediatric patients, both in acute and critical care settings, at the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital. For the last 10 years, she has worked in the clinical setting in the practice and education arenas. She's currently a professional practice nurse lead for the mHealth Fairview system, supporting nursing practice and education in procedural areas across the organization. Thank you, Jean, for being with us today, and I invite you to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Delaney. As president-elect of the School of Nursing Alumni Society Board, it is an honor and a pleasure to stand before you today to offer congratulations from the Alumni Society. The board was created in 2013, and its longevity is a testament to the strength of our nursing graduates. It is in this spirit of lifelong learning, recognition of your current achievements, and hope for many future contributions to the nursing profession that the School of Nursing Alumni Society is pleased to welcome you as our newest alumni. The School of Nursing Alumni Society is pleased to present each of our pre-licensure, our master's students, with the University of Minnesota School of Nursing pin, made possible with donations from the Nursing Alumni Fund. The pinning ceremony is a nursing tradition that goes back more than 100 years, where new nurses are presented with the school's pins by the faculty. It represents a symbolic welcoming of the new graduates into the nursing profession. The School of Nursing pin has been given to all initial licensure University of Minnesota nursing graduates since 1913. You can learn more about the School of Nursing pin symbols in your commencement program. And to our doctoral graduates, we present to you a University of Minnesota engraved business card holder to celebrate your professional achievements. May you use this card holder with pride. Moving forward, we invite all of you to stay engaged with the University of Minnesota community. Come back to campus, serve as a mentor. When you're ready, serve as a preceptor, and attend our alumni reunion next April. Stay connected with us on social media. And above all else, congratulations. You deserve it.
Jean, again, we thank you very much for being here and your comments, and most significantly, your leadership, the School of Nursing Alumni Society. Well, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We know that you are prepared to provide excellent care, lead organizations, and make scholarly advances, each one of our graduates. At this time, I would ask all of our graduates to please rise. On recommendation from the faculty of the School of Nursing and on behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Minnesota, I now confer upon you the degree for which you qualify. Congratulations to all of you. At this time, I would invite our Master of Nursing graduates to come forward for the presentation of diplomas and pins. Senior Executive Associate Dean for Academic Programs, Professor Christine Miller, will read the names of the graduates as Carol Flaughton, Clinical Associate Professor and Director of Pre-Licensure Programs, presents each graduate with their pins.
Shauna Adler. Jessica Appert. Alex Barron. Jennifer Barbario. Cherie Bergeron. Kent Boyd. Kayla Brown. Emma Berghart. Jade Canary. Brittany Corwin. Ayana Das. Hannah Delamano. Daniel Dustadel. Michelle Doyle. Susan Drawkey. Kristen Elgrisma. Sunita Eris. Nina Fedecono. Emily Fay. We're going to just pause because we have a backup. Okay, Sean Fleming. Lauren Gaines Kelly. Olivia Graham. Amara Hafiz. Britta Hagness. Hannah Hanks. Anna Hendrickson. Ashley Hibma. Lara Hilliard. Nicole Hoffman. Aaliyah Hurt. Deborah Suzanne Jarvis. Shayna Kagan. Marissa Cadle. Christopher Cook. Claire LaRosa. Jessica Lendertz. Ryan Lynch. Corey Martin. Jesse Master. Hannah Miller. Allison Pepler. Catherine Pomeroy. Olivia Quoberg. Gabriella Rossi. Audrey Segovia. Bryn Skinner. Caitlin Spencer. Jordan Staples. Michaela Strike. Andrea Tim. Bailey Tompkins. Samantha Toot. Sarah Turgent. Allison Turnberg. Alex Villarraga Delgado. Kadrutsa Vizoli Hoover. Cassidy Weber. Song Yang. Claire Zinzer. We now invite our Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas. DNP graduates will have their doctoral hoods placed over their graduation gowns. Hooding will be performed by Dr. Judith Pakachik, Clinical Associate Professor and Director of the Doctor of Nursing Practice program. For students completing the post-baccalaureate DNP program, hooding will be assisted by each graduate's DNP specialty coordinator. For students completing the postmaster's DNP program, hooding will be assisted by the graduate's project advisor. The title of each graduate's Doctor of Nursing Practice project can be found listed in the program. Jean Carr will present each doctoral graduate with business card holders from the School of Alumni Society. Stephanie Gingrich. Stephanie has completed the Health Innovation and Leadership Specialty in Healthcare Design and Innovation Certificate. Stephanie is hooded by her specialty coordinator, Teddy Potter. Harpreet Gujral. Harpreet has completed the Integrative Health and Healing Specialty and is hooded by specialty coordinators Debbie Ringdahl and Mary Jo Kreitzer. Pooja Uprati. Pooja has completed the Nursing Informatics Specialty and is hooded by Specialty Coordinator Karen Monson. Bethany Allen. Bethany is being hooded by her project advisor, Jeannie Pfeiffer. Lynette Cooper. Lynette is being hooded by her project advisor, Teddy Potter. Jillian DeAngelis. Jillian is being hooded by project advisor, Mary Chesney. Sarah Grota is being hooded by her project advisor, Mary Chesney. Stacy Hurl. Stacy is being hooded by her project advisor, Cheryl Robertson. Louise Jacobs. Louise is being hooded by project advisor Judith Pakachik and faculty Cheryl Robertson. Ray Kingsley. Ray is being hooded by project advisor Wendy Lumen. Lindsay McLean. Lindsay is being hooded by her project advisor, Donna Bliss. And we're proud to announce that Lindsay is the recipient of the Sandrew R. Edwardson Award for Excellence in Doctor of Nursing Practice Scholarly Project. Marcy Newcomb. Marcy is being hooded by her project advisor, Mary Chesney. Jessica Sabrowski. Jessica is being hooded by her project advisor, Karen Monson. Michelle Webb. Michelle is being hooded by her project advisor, Kathleen Critchbaum. Amber Weisseth. Amber is being hooded by her project advisor, Judith Pakachik, and faculty Kathleen Critchbaum. Finally, I invite our Doctor of Philosophy and Nursing graduates to come forward. Dr. Donna Bliss, Professor and Director of Graduate Studies and the PhD Program Director, will perform the hooding with the assistant of the graduate's faculty advisor. The title of the graduate's dissertation is also listed in your program. Robin Austin, hooded by her advisors, Ruth Lindquist and Karen Monson. Wendy Fred Cove, hooded by her dissertation advisor, Carolyn Porta. Helen Fu, hooded by her dissertation advisor, Jean Wyman. Kristen Schwartz, hooded by her dissertation advisor, Karen Monson.
Please join us in congratulating our graduates one more time and celebrate their futures in nursing and healthcare. We know these celebrations are going to continue after the ceremony. To close our ceremony, we ask those of you who are able to stand and join in the singing of Hail Minnesota. The words can be found on the inside cover of your program. We also ask you to thank the Health Sciences Orchestra under the direction of musical director Stephen Ramsey. And one more piece of information. At the conclusion of the Hail Minnesota, please remain seated until all of our graduates have exited the auditorium. At that time, we welcome you to join us for a celebratory reception in the main lobby of Northrop. Congratulations to all.